Welcome back to the news at 10. The quality of learning is directly linked to the quality of teachers available in any education system. Well, this is according to the Lagos State Governor, Babatunde Fashola, who flagged off a one-day training program on teachers' competence in Lagos today. Governor Fashola insists that teachers must be competent and should always seek ways to improve themselves. Now, call it a promise kept, and you would not be wrong. That's how to describe the presentation of certificates of occupancy to the first batch of beneficiaries of the Homeowners Charter by the Governor of Ogun State, Ibikunle Amosun. An initiative of the state government, the exercise allows homeowners across the state to regularize their title documents. Addressing the beneficiaries at a ceremony at the Government House in Abeokuta, the state capital, Governor Amosun asked residents of the state to take full advantage of the scheme.
You cannot have a house without having title. And that's why we are saying we are creating this opportunity for our people to regularize their papers. Because after this now, of course, if you are there now, it will just be illegal, because if you don't have papers, we will not be able to plan for you. We sensitize everybody. So nobody now can tell me that we do not know that they gave that window for us to regularize our paper. Because after the expiration of this, it is not saying that we are still not going to be given, or we will be given, but there will be no discount. And people cannot come back and say, and they will even have to pay the appropriate penalty, that you have the opportunity. Some, they can say they've been there for years, now we are taking it that, don't worry, forget the past. This is now a new Ogun State, this is Ogun Standard, things must be done appropriately, the way it is done world over.
First Bank, truly the first.
All right, we move on to business news now. Here's Loretta Chiogo. Loretta.
Thank you, Ijoma. And of course, we start off with this report that the acting governor of CBN, Mrs. Sarah Alade, has explained that the burnt documents in the floor affected by the fire are all backed up in a disaster recovery method. Speaking to journalists after inspecting the affected part of the building today, the acting governor also disclosed that the CBN governor's office remains intact and wasn't torched by the fire. The Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Ms. Aruma Ote, has said that the Capital Markets Committee master plan is yielding a reasonable level of progress. Ms. Ote spoke at the first Capital Markets Committee meeting held in Lagos. Today, she explained that the updates presented on the non-interest products of the capital market and other initiatives are some of the indications that the Nigerian market can attain its target of top 20 destinations in the next 10 years. The federal government says it has welcomed the forfeiture proceeding initiated by the United States Department of Justice against the property related to the corrupt conduct of late General Sani Abacha. In this new plan, the family and associates will forfeit over $550 million and £95,910 in 10 accounts and 6 investment portfolios linked to the Abachas in France, Britain, British Islands, and the United States of America. The Chartered Institute of Personnel Management, CIPM, has posed an excess of income over expenditure of 85.7 million naira for the year ended December 31st, 2013. Now, given its scorecard at the 45th Annual General Meeting of the Institute in Lagos, the leadership attributed the 5% increase over the previous year to the innovativeness in its advocacy, corporate governance, membership development, and financial sustainability programs.
Members reciting the Institute's Code of Conduct to set the tune for the 45th Annual General Meeting. That done, Minutes of the last general meeting and the Council's report were adopted. Council attributes the growth recorded in the year under review to the increase in public interest in its activities.
Inquiring and registering for our various membership services and programs. In addition, a significant number of organizations continue to approach the Institute for collaboration. This for us is a clear testimony, indication of improvement in how we are perceived and experienced by our various publics.
Total assets grew by 24% from 516.7 million to 642.4 million in the current year. These goods are as a result of the building extension project, the expansion of our asset base, and the increase in our bottom line.
The current president and vice president were re-elected back into council, and 5 new council members came on board. Not forgetting its role as regulators in the human resource sector, the Institute used the opportunity to air its views on the recent tragic immigration recruitment exercise.
For any recruitment exercise, the first order condition is to set the criteria for eligibility and then deploy those criteria in doing your screening. There is no evidence that that was done. As a result, everybody under the misguided announcement and invitation flooded the venue, and you know the rest of the story.
We would like to say that those who head HR and admin in government agencies should be professionals, and they will therefore be in a position to apply best practice in the recruitment.
It has also promised to complete its national secretariat on schedule for improved service delivery to the public. Henry Ogunjimi, Channels Television News.
And finally on Business Tonight, Nestle led the day's gainers, followed by Total and Guinness at the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Bisikoka tells us what transpired at the local burs.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Reports. The positive rally continued for a second day at the local burs as investors digest the latest decision by the Monetary Policy Committee to keep the key benchmark rate unchanged but increase the cash reserve requirements on private sector deposits. Up 0.24%, the key broad index grew to 37,820.22, while market capitalization also rose to 12.14 trillion naira. With a whopping 27 naira 11 kobo, Nestle led the day's gainers, followed by Total and Guinness. On the laggards table, Mobil lost 4 naira 99 kobo, and that's 4.06%, with Presco and Zenith Bank trailing behind with losses under 1 naira each. Now, banking stocks are still dominating on the volume charts, with Guaranteed Trust Bank, FBN Holdings, and FCMB topping that list. When closing bell rang, volume was at 227.65 million units, valued at 9.09 billion naira in 4,234 deals. And that ends the stock market reports. I am BC Koka.
Thank you, BC, and that's it on Business News. It's back to Ijoma for the rest of the news at 10.
First Bank, truly the first.
Still ahead on the news at 10, coach Manu Garba invites 35 players to camp as preparation for the 2015 Africa Youth Championship begins. That's on Sports News. Did you want to see that?